Good morning, Scapers, and welcome back to This Week in RuneScape. This week in RuneScape, we have the WildyWyrm Flash Event and Valentine's for February 5th. Alright, let's hop into it. Alright, so first off, we start with the WildyWyrm joins the roster for the Wilderness Flash Events, and some adorable sprites have heartwarming gifts for you. First off, we have the Wilderness Flash Events of the WildyWyrm. Starting from today, the elusive WildyWyrm will be making more scheduled appearances as part of the Wilderness Flash Events, the special combat event in the same vein as the King Black Dragon event. So you get ready to rumble for some juicy rewards. You'll find the WildyWyrm reporting for duty near the source of the River Lum, but beware, the thing is just as dangerous as ever. With any luck and some help of friendly adventures, you'll come out on top. And here it's showing kind of his location by the Lum in the wilderness. You can slay the worm for sacks of wild and very wild rewards, plus the elusive worm reward gland, which may contain worm spikes and hearts of scalps. This event is placed into the list after the unnatural outcrop event, and so the first spawn will be available at 2300 GMT. Second, we have the devotion sprites. Love is in the air. It's nearly Valentine's Day, so here's some news to make your heart flutter. Love Up the devotion sprites have begun appearing near every lodestone in Berthrow, Varrock, Lumbridge, and Prif. Catching one of these devotion sprites each day will net you a lovely gift box containing either heart mints, odd mints for Iron Men, Valentine's chocolate, or the rose-tinted glasses. Devotion sprites will be rewarding a lovely gift box from February 9th to the 15th. Alright, moving on. We have Double XP coming February 16th. Double XP is a 10 event day where you have 48 hours of double XP to use at your leisure. You can pause the timer if you want to do other activities, but you don't want to lose out on the precious double XP time. If you won't be using all of your hours, you can trade in some of your DXP for credits to use with Nick the Trader. And you can find out more here on the homepage. DXP Live returns Friday, February 16th until Monday, February 26th, starting and ending at 12 p.m. game time. Alright, moving on again. Next up, we have the Treasure Hunter calendar. What's up next? Starting February 6th and ending on the 7th, we have Mysteria. Mysteria rotates between several treasure hunters over the course of 2 days. On the 8th until the 14th, we have Gifts from the Heart. The Valentine Alicious Gifts from the Heart event from the February 8th this year. We've introduced brand new Cherry Blossom themed offhands in wand and orb and fan varieties. The Heart Mint store will be making a return with wares including the brand new Rosie Pet. You can shower yourself in rose petals with the Rose Petal Override, and add 2 other pets to your collections with the Lovebird and Lovebug. They're all available using Heart Mints until February 21st. Alright, moving on, we have my favorite part of every week, the patch notes. For the community hit list, we have a bunch of things. Starting out, we have the large gap in the Music Maestro achievement details has been removed. Luck now improves the chance for Big Game Hunter to spawn more than one dinosaur. A full stop has been added to the sentence for the inventory lock tooltip. Fixed an animation issue with spawning pet override, unicorn stallion, or an Arctic bear familiar. Grizzly bears now appear black and no longer appear as purple when textures are disabled. Add steel armor to the unicorn stallion familiar to distinguish it from the pearl pet. In Game Jam news, we have a warning screen has been added when interacting with the chest of souls inside your player-owned dungeon. 3 spots from the Compass Elite Clue maps has been moved to the ground level to prevent a spinning compass needle. Spirit Attraction potions duration have been extended from 6 minutes to 15 minutes. Players can now start sinkholes with 2 to 5 players. The Water Fiend Familiar will now deposit art materials into the storage or the bank as intended. When starting the Tears of Gothic minigames, if you have the items and levels required to cast Enlightenment ability, but you have not yet cast it, Juno will now ask whether you want to continue. Alright, now we have the general section. So stick with me, there's a little bit here. We have the switching from the Miso to the Taboo Pet Override will no longer retain the incorrect textures. Death Skulls will no longer cause issues with Dawn Fight in the Death of Chivalry quest. Players can now freely use Death Skulls to kill skeletons without issues. Necromancy is now correctly displayed after using the Stat Spy skill. Added daily challenge streaks to the quick chat. The Perk Out achievement now counts active tier 1 perks that have been permanently unlocked by completing the breeding logs in the manor farm. The plague jacket can now be equipped from the bank or saved and loaded from a preset. Lesser smash has been added to the attack skill guide. Boulder pet settings no longer reset unintentionally. A player that activated Nostral's major defense reset should now have sufficient reputation to complete the upper Darkmere section of the Branches of the Darkmere quest. Fixed an issue where the workshop's roof was floating during the Battle of the Fort quest. Players are now limited to purchasing 3 membership passcodes with bonds per week. Naming the overrides during the Contagion Treasure Hunter promo should now be more consistent with the names displayed in the TH interface. Fixed an error in the chat message pop-up when using a portable Fletcher to create bows and crossbows. Corrected multiple instances of wizards and dark wizards that were being referred to as wizards. Fixed a typo in Treasure Hunter tutorial pop-up. The typo was fixed in the dialogue with the Saren during the Extinction quest. Fixed an issue where Wild Jadevine could be killed with combat spells other than melee, while Jadevine can now only be killed with melee. Fixed an issue that would cause a force logout when changing or charging the Nature Staff with runes. The chat message from the Divine Forge Phoenix is now not cut off when obtaining more than 4 gifts. Players should now receive appropriate messages if they try to invite someone who is fighting monsters in the wilderness. The Ravensworth trait once again is not possible to acquire through re-rolling in the player-owned farm at the Manor Farm. The Dominion Tower XP book interface has been updated and Necromancy has been added to the book's reward list. Fixed release date filtering which was off by 1 day in the wardrobe. The Beast of Burden preset with withdrawal selected items regardless of quantity in the player's bank. If the quantity is insufficient, the preset will withdraw and load what is actually available. Fixed an issue that would cause the Zeros kill counter in God Wars dungeon not to reset when teleporting away from the area. The Stasis Mace will now show the correct preview of the wardrobe and override two-handed weapons. Alright, and that brings us down to the community section of our post. Here we have some awesome art and some little pixel art, a cool video. And then of course we have the RuneTube where people put out awesome YouTube videos. Looks like skipping P4 of a Raxer, a Protox video, and some awesome RuneScape screenshots. And of course to end everything we have the Pink Skirts event. So it looks like they'll be hosting a Corporal Beast on the February the 5th. At 1900 game time in World 123, Virago on the 7th of February at 1800 game time in 46, and a Town Square Q&A on the 11th at 2000 game time in World 88. Alright, and then if you fancy any of those, there's schedules right there, and I'll link a post to this on the description. And of course, for the Supportscape, you can use the Discord, and you can try to contact them. Other than that, the following, there will be more events. It looks like on February 10th at 1900, there's a Deep Sea Fish and Chill on World 116. And throughout February, they have the Let's Talk series in relationships. Join us in our mental health forum as we talk about the spectrum of relationships, both romantic and platonic. Each week, we'll focus on a different health level of a relationship. Sincerely, the RuneScape team. Alright, Scapers, and that concludes This Week in RuneScape. Thanks for tuning in for a week of This Week in RuneScape and the patch notes. I hope you found the information informative and helpful in navigating your adventures. Remember, staying informed is a key part of mastering the game, and I'm here every week to break down the latest patch notes just for you. If you've enjoyed this video and want to stay on top of all the RuneScape goodness, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications. It truly helps the channel grow. I just want to take a moment and express my gratitude for all your support. Your likes, your comments, and your shares make a significant impact and help the channel thrive. I appreciate every single one of you. So let's build a thriving RuneScape community together. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, or specific patch notes that you'd like me to cover, you can drop them in the comments below. Your feedback matters, and I'm here to create content that you guys want to see. Once again, thank you for being part of the gaming journey. Your support is what fuels this channel to keep running. And until next time, happy scaping.